Last year, I asked you to pray for me, and it's very obvious that you did because I came through a very difficult period.
On August 20, 2025, the world lost a remarkable man. Judge Frank Caprio, beloved around the globe as the nicest judge in the world, passed away peacefully at the age of 88 after a long and courageous battle with pancreatic cancer. For decades, he captured the hearts of millions with his unique approach to justice, one rooted not only in the law, but in compassion, humility, and an unwavering belief in the goodness of people. This is the story of Judge Frank Caprio, his life, his legacy, and why he will forever be remembered as a man who showed the world that kindness and humanity can thrive, even in a courtroom. Francesco Frank Caprio was born on November 24, 1936, in Providence, Rhode Island. The son of Italian immigrants, he grew up in a working-class neighborhood where life was often challenging, but full of love, family, and community. His father, Antonio Caprio, worked as a fruit peddler and milkman. His mother, Philomena, cared for the family with devotion. Money was tight, but what the family lacked in wealth, they made up for in values, honesty, hard work, and kindness toward others. As a young boy, Frank quickly learned the importance of compassion. He saw his father share fruit with neighbors who couldn't afford to pay. He saw his community come together to help one another during tough times. These moments would leave a lasting impression, shaping the philosophy he would one day bring into his courtroom. Frank attended Central High School in Providence, where he was a standout student. He worked hard not only in his studies, but also in part-time jobs to help support his family. After high school, he enrolled at Providence College. Education became his pathway forward. He was determined to honor the sacrifices his parents had made and to create a better future for himself and his family. Later, he earned his law degree from Suffolk University Law School in Boston. It was here that Frank Caprio's journey toward becoming a lawyer and eventually a judge truly began. Frank Caprio's career was never about personal gain. From the beginning, it was rooted in public service and giving back to the community he loved. In the 1950s, he began his professional career as a teacher, instructing American government classes at Hope High School in Providence. Teaching gave him a sense of purpose. He believed in young people, and he wanted them to understand the role they could play in democracy. But his path soon turned toward law and politics. In 1962, Frank was elected to the Providence City Council, where he served for more than a decade. His work in local politics showed his commitment to improving the lives of ordinary citizens. Later, he became involved with the Rhode Island Board of Governors for Higher Education, where he fought to make education accessible for students from all backgrounds. In 1985, Caprio was appointed as a municipal court judge in Providence. At first, few could have predicted just how much of an impact this role would have, not only on his city, but on the entire world. For most people, a courtroom is a place of fear, tension, and punishment. But for those who walked into Judge Caprio's courtroom, it often became a place of compassion, understanding, and sometimes even laughter. Frank Caprio presided over cases involving parking tickets, traffic violations, and minor infractions. Yet what made his courtroom extraordinary was not the cases themselves, but the way he handled them. Instead of treating defendants as numbers or nuisances, he treated them as people. He listened to their stories. He considered their struggles. He recognized that behind every ticket or violation, there was a human being, often facing difficult circumstances. One by one, the world began to take notice. Clips of Judge Caprio's courtroom interactions, filled with humor, warmth, and humanity, began to spread online. He would forgive fines for struggling single mothers, understanding that food for their children mattered more than a parking ticket. He would let children help him decide cases, bringing smiles to nervous parents. He would listen with empathy to veterans, immigrants, and the elderly, always balancing the law with compassion. Soon, Judge Caprio became known worldwide as the nicest judge in the world. Solution. This philosophy wasn't about ignoring responsibility. Judge Caprio never denied when someone had broken the law. Instead, he asked a deeper question: how can mercy, fairness, and understanding guide justice? This approach touched people worldwide because it was universal. Whether in Providence or Pakistan, New York, or Nigeria, people recognized the simple truth in Judge Caprio's message: compassion matters. As videos of his courtroom spread, people everywhere began to connect with Judge Caprio. His interactions became viral sensations. One of the most famous moments came when a young boy helped him decide a speeding case. Instead of treating it as a legal matter, Judge Caprio turned it into a teaching moment, showing the boy kindness while also gently reinforcing responsibility. Another time, he forgave fines for an elderly man who explained he was rushing to the hospital to care for his cancer-stricken wife. The judge's eyes filled with tears as he listened, a reminder that judges are human, too. These moments weren't staged. They were authentic, unscripted, and real. That's why they resonated. From television screens to YouTube channels, from social media posts to international news, Judge Caprio's words and actions inspired millions. In many ways, his courtroom became a classroom, teaching the world about empathy. While the world saw Judge Caprio in his courtroom, his family knew him as much more. He was a devoted husband to his wife, Joyce, with whom he shared a loving marriage of over 5 decades. Together, they raised 5 children, and his role as father and grandfather was one he cherished deeply. To his grandchildren and great-grandchildren, he wasn't the nicest judge in the world. He was simply grandpa, full of warmth, humor, and love. Family was always at the heart of who Frank Caprio was. And those closest to him often said that his compassion in the courtroom was simply an extension of how he lived his life every day. In 2022, Judge Caprio revealed that he had been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, a disease known for its aggressiveness and difficulty to treat. True to his character, he faced this battle with courage, faith, and humility. He continued to share updates with the public, thanking people around the world for their prayers and well wishes. Even in his most difficult moments, he remained focused on gratitude. He spoke often of the love he felt from his family, friends, and the countless strangers who had reached out to him. On insert date, Frank Caprio passed away peacefully at the age of 88, surrounded by loved ones. His passing left a deep sadness, not only in his hometown of Providence, but in the hearts of millions across the globe. Judge Frank Caprio will be remembered not only as a respected jurist, but as a man who brought humanity into the halls of justice. His courtroom philosophy, that kindness and compassion should guide judgment, continues to inspire. His videos are still watched daily, reminding people that mercy is not, and above all, he believed in kindness. Though he is gone, his legacy endures in the countless acts of compassion he inspired, and in the reminder that even in the most unlikely places, humanity can shine. Rest in peace, Judge Caprio. You will never be forgotten.